Hello, I Anand Jain from Hanumangarh, Rajasthan welcomes you to your favorite Shridevi classes YouTube channel where we inculcate interest and confidence in science, engineering and environment related subjects. Today in our playlist of environment and life, we'll understand environmental perspective of non-conventional or renewable sources of energy and we'll understand how widespread use of these renewable type of energy like solar, wind, biomass or hydrogen fuel cell can provide unexhaustible supply of energy for all our needs, and at the same time they will not emit carbon dioxide as emitted by all fossil fuels, and thus we can control global warming and mitigate the effects of climate change. So let's understand environmental perspective of renewable sources of energy, and will consider solar, wind, biomass and hydrogen fuel cell as source of non-conventional and renewable energy. Non-conventional or renewable sources of energy like solar, wind, biomass or hydrogen fuel cell have emerged as an alternative to conventional traditional fossil fuels like oil, coal or natural gas. Unlike fossil fuel which are available in limited finite amount, and our consumption of these fossil fuels or our energy requirement for day to day activity are much more than the finite availability of these fossil fuels, whereas these non-conventional sources solar, wind, biomass or hydrogen fuel cell are renewable type of energy. They use natural process or resources and get constantly replenished to us, so they are renewable unlimited source of energy for us. At the same time, all fossil fuels when used emit carbon dioxide, which is a greenhouse causing gas, and that create problem of global warming and also become a source of climate change, a great severe threat to our environment and ecology or even human existence. Whereas these non-conventional energy sources, whether it is solar, wind or hydrogen fuel cell, emit minimal or no harmful emission. So today these non-conventional renewable type of energies ensure sustainable development, and they are very much necessary to mitigate adverse effects of climate change. These non-conventional or renewable energy sources use natural resources or processes, as solar photovoltaic use sunlight, wind turbine use velocity of wind flow. We can also use biomass or hydrogen fuel cell to generate energy, and all these energy source can be used continuously without depleting the finite fossil fuel resources of our earth. And when we use non-conventional renewable energies, they also won't emit harmful pollutants into the atmosphere. And all these non-conventional renewable energy sources offer advantages for a cleaner, more resilient energy future. So to address the alarming problem of climate change and to reduce emission of greenhouse gases, we have to use these non-conventional renewable energy sources for all our energy needs. And when we use these non-conventional green renewable type of energies, it will promote economic growth, ensure energy security and also provide protection of environmental degradation. Let's understand the importance of non-conventional renewable energy sources from environmental perspective, and one importance is mitigation of climate change problem. When we use non-conventional energy sources like solar, wind, hydroelectric power or hydrogen cell energy, we produce little or no greenhouse gas emission during electricity generation, whereas the conventional fossil fuel when used to produce electricity, whether it is coal, oil or natural gas, it produces carbon dioxide. Several industrial and residential activities also emit carbon dioxide in our atmosphere. And since industrial revolution, continuously the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is increasing with alarming signals. Before year 1950s, the amount of carbon dioxide in our atmosphere is stable around 300 parts per million, but since then it is continuously increasing, and at present, when we are recording this video in year 2024, the amount of carbon dioxide on an average got 425 parts per million in our atmosphere. And this increasing amount of carbon dioxide is the critical element which is producing global warming and climate change problems. So when we use non-conventional renewable energies like solar, wind or hydroelectric, we reduce our carbon footprint, and this will definitely play the significant role in mitigating the impact of global warming and climate change. So for climate change mitigation, we have to promote non-conventional renewable energy sources like solar, wind, hydroelectric or hydrogen fuel cells. Another significant importance of non-conventional renewable energy sources is for energy security. At present, in Indian energy consumption, coal got maximum share in total energy consumption. Next is petroleum product. There also exists good share of natural gas, but non-conventional energy of solar, wind or other component got a small contribution of only 14%, but we are continuously working hard to increase the share of non-conventional energy sources in our energy uses. And when we increase use of solar, wind, biomass or hydrogen fuel cell energy in our energy needs, they will definitely provide a reliable and domestic energy supply system to us. As for our petroleum and natural gas requirement, we are heavily dependent on imports, and this will give us geopolitical instability, and we also face problem of foreign exchange and devaluation of Indian currency when we make more amount of imports of fossil fuel components. So we can say non-conventional renewable source enhance the energy security of our nation and reduces the dependence on finite and often politically very sensitive fossil fuel energy resources. So for energy security, we have to increase the use of non-conventional renewable sources such as solar, wind or local available biomass. Another importance of non-conventional renewable energy sources is diversification of our energy mix. Presently, we are heavily dependent on fossil fuels like coal, petroleum or natural gas, and when we incorporate non-conventional renewable energies like solar, wind, biomass, hydrogen fuel cell or hydroelectricity in our energy use mix and use these sources to generate electric power, then this will definitely reduce our reliance and dependency on fossil fuel energy resources. And this diversification from fossil fuel to non-conventional renewable energies increases resilience to supply disruptions and price volatility, and this contribute to a more stable and sustainable energy system for our nation. The growth of non-conventional renewable energy sources also generate great economic opportunities. This growth of non-conventional and renewable energies like solar, wind, biomass or hydrogen fuel cell energy create new jobs, stimulate economic growth in respective sectors, attract investment for these green, clean energy technologies, and from manufacturing, installation, operation, maintenance of these non-conventional renewable energy projects, we need trained manpower. So it offers good opportunity for employment in all these sectors of solar, wind or hydrogen fuel cell technology. So Growth of non-conventional renewable energy sources also generate new economic opportunities to everyone. The promotion of non-conventional renewable energy sources, solar, wind, biomass, also have associated linkages with rural development, as these non-conventional renewable projects of solar and wind often require huge land area which often available in rural areas, and this will provide the landowner of rural areas payments of lease and income diversification opportunities. Additionally, when decentralized renewable energy systems such as solar or wind at faraway rural positions can produce electricity for electrification of remote and unserved or underserved communities, and this availability of electrical energy in remote locations can boost economic activities, ensure rural development, and also improve quality of life in rural areas. Another significant importance of non-conventional renewable energy sources environmental protection which they provide. When we use fossil fuels like coal, oil or natural gas, the combustion of these fossil fuels produce carbon dioxide, greenhouse gas and severe environmental impacts such as air, water pollution, habitat destruction, land degradation, acid rains, global warming, climate change. But when we use these renewable, non conventional energy sources like solar photovoltaic, wind turbine electric generation, or hydrogen fuel cells, they have minimal environmental impacts, and by harnessing such clean and sustainable energy sources, we can protect our ecosystem, preserve biodiversity, and safeguard the future of our human generation. The use and promotion of non conventional renewable energy sources, solar, wind, or hydrogen fuel cell, also have associate technological innovation advantage. The development and deployment of non conventional renewable energy technology in our application areas will drive technological innovation and advancement. Research and development in solar photovoltaic, wind turbine technology, or hydrogen fuel cell technology, energy storage, power grid integration, all those lead to improvement in efficiency, reliability, cost effectiveness, and larger benefits of renewable energy utilization, and this will help both renewable energy industry sector and the society as a whole. Another importance of non-conventional renewable energy sources is access of energy globally. These non-conventional renewable energy sources offer scalable and decentralized solution for expanding energy access to millions of people worldwide who currently lack reliable electricity supply from grid connectivity, and off-grid solar photovoltaic system, small-scale wind turbine electricity generation, micro hydroelectric installations, or biomass thermal power plant can provide affordable energy to remote and off-grid communities, empowering them with opportunities for education, healthcare, economic development, industrial activity, employment, and improved quality of life. So we can conclude non-conventional renewable sources of energy like solar, wind turbine, biomass or hydrogen fuel cells offer promising solution to environmental challenges which are associated with the use of fossil fuel or with emission of carbon dioxide or greenhouse gases or the alarming critical condition of climate change. When we realize the full potential of these non-conventional renewable sources, then it will reduce our dependency on fossil fuel and also improve our environment conditions. And this will require concerted efforts from policymakers, business organization, financial institutes, and society as a whole to overcome the different barriers which are against the wider use of non-conventional renewable energy sources. So we have to invest both financial resources and technical manpower in innovation activities, and we have to create a supportive enabling environment for their deployment and integration of non-conventional energy sources in our energy use spectrum. So by harnessing the power of non-conventional renewable green energy sources, we can build a cleaner, more resilient, equitable and prosper future for both our current generation and future generation. We hope this beautiful, small, informative learning video on environmental prospects of non-conventional renewable sources of energy has enhanced your subject understanding. Our other learning video of the same environment and life playlist are equally useful, and they will narrate the various problems of environment. They can also explain the problem of global warming. You can use these videos in your study, or you can also share them to your friends. Happy learning. Have nice time. Thank you very much.